Hello all and welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to our podcast, Mind Over Chatter. I'm here today with my co-host, Riley.
Hi.
And my name is Nicole. So this time for our podcast, we are embracing the chaos and are talking about mental health, but with a twist. Mental health, but in a way that we actually experience it, like more to do with our now and current situations, rather than what we talked about in our first episode, which was about our younger selves and what we had wished our younger selves had known. So Riley, would you like to start us off today with anything you'd like to talk about, an own personal experience that you might currently be dealing with that you feel comfortable enough to share? Like, how is your love life going?
Currently, it's in shambles as usual because, as I stated in the last podcast video, I have terrible taste in men, which is known to practically everybody that knows me, I'm not gonna lie. Practically, my love life is just like in the gutter right now.
That's understandable. So what would you say, you just can't find the right man, or like it's going the wrong way?
I would say that I more so need to find myself before I realize, like, deal with other people first, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like I just like, I don't know how to describe it, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like one thing after another, like it just goes wrong every time, and I feel like, I'm not saying I know in each situation, I'm not trying to be like that person where it's like I don't do anything wrong, but I know I've done nothing wrong. I just usually tend to gravitate towards like very immature men for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, usually it's just, that's it.
So do you feel like you have a bad decision-making skill when it comes to men because you are lacking something in your own life?
Yeah, that's what I
basically just said. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Basically, okay, I understand that. So you feel like there's part of you that you need to understand before really
trying to understand other people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like, I'm not saying I need to change myself, but like I think I should try to focus on fixing myself before I try to fix other people.
So, like, going off of what you said, have you had someone recently where you truly thought that it was going to go the right way and then it didn't?
Now that you're bringing it up, I actually did. So in February, I met this kid, and he acted like he really liked me. Like, it was like he was sitting there saying he wanted a future with me. He would tell me he loved me and all. Like, it was practically a relationship without the label of a relationship. So every time that he had messed up or did something wrong, I couldn't really call him out on his bullshit. I would just have to like, oh, I'd live with it, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like, oh, I can't be mad because like that's not my boyfriend. Like, oh, I know he's at the bar talking to another girl, but like, why am I going to be mad about that? Because like, at the end of the day, that's not somebody that I'm in a relationship with. Like, we're practically in a relationship, but like we never really made it like an official relationship. So it's like, it's kind of just like, you know, like it's something that like I can be mad about, but I can't really like say anything to him. Like, I met his mother. Like, mind you, we were not dating. We still are, and probably never will. But it's just like a weird situation that I can't really like. It's just like weird to explain to like anybody that like wouldn't understand what I'm talking. You know what I mean? Like, you have to like go through it to like understand what I mean, if you know.
I know how you're saying like he didn't deserve to know exactly what was going on in his life, but I feel like you did, because there's a point where it's called a talking stage and stuff, and I feel like even in that stage you deserve to know like what's going on with him, and he deserved to give you explanations, especially because you said he was calling you his significant other, correct?
Correct. I was being called his significant, any name you can think of under the sun.
Yeah.
Other than girlfriend.
But then he wouldn't actually ask her out. Like, he was calling her his significant other, but then wasn't actually asking her out. So I feel like she did deserve to know like what was going on in his life, because you can't just like play with someone's mind like that and have her on the back burner for when another girl isn't talking to him, you know? It's kind of messed up, actually. I think you deserve an explanation.
I wish I would have gotten an explanation, because yeah, honestly, it would have made me feel a lot better about myself, because when I was going through the situation, I was spending so much time with him that I thought every time I wasn't with him that I was like, oh my god, he's with somebody else. Like, he would be at school, and I would just be like, oh my god, no, he's not at school, he's with this girl. Like, I would just always like assume the worst, because it's like, every time we were together, it was like all fine. But like the second I was like away from him, I always felt like stressed and like anxious. Like I let it like consume my body to the point where like I wasn't going to any of my classes because like that's all I did was sit there and like harp on like what he's doing, who he's with, like where he's at and all. So after a while, I took a step back and I was like, dude, what am I doing? Like I'm literally practically ruining my future because most of my grades is like they started to slip. Like all my like I started failing a few classes.
And he probably knew that too, and that's another reason why I think that he should have said something about it to you, because he knew that you felt like there should be some type of label on there, and he just wasn't giving you the explanation you deserve.
Because I always like I realize now that I was like manipulated in the situation in general, but
that's a lot of guys in this generation for
sadly,
sure.
I realized because I remember there's one specific time where I was in my dorm. I was with my roommate. We were just like hanging out, whatever. And he called me. He was so upset. He was like, "I need to see you. I need to see you." Da 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 da. And at the time, I didn't have a car because my car broke down. I was like, "Oh well, I can't. Like, I have no way to get to you. Like, I'm sorry." He's like, "I'll come pick you up. I'll come pick you up." He came and picked me up, or I thought it was just him. It was actually like him and his friend, like one of his friends from like home, not like one of his school friends. So I was like, whatever, we're just like talking to his friend, and his friend's telling us, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been talking to this girl for a month and I got her a promise ring." And I was like, "A promise ring? And you're not dating her, but you've been like speaking to her for a month and you got her a promise ring? Like, don't you think that's like a little fast, whatever, da da da." And the kid that I had been speaking to at the time, he chimed in and he was like, "Yeah, like me and her, we have no clue what's going on in our lives, but we know there's nobody else," that like saying all this stuff about how he sees a future with me, wants a future with me. And then the next day after saying that, he would be like distant and like cold, like as if he like didn't mean it. But then the second I saw him again, it was just like nothing ever changed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then fast forward, didn't you find out that he was talking to other girls? And then...
Yes, actually, he was on his phone one time, and I was a little nosy. I don't know why, but I peeked over his shoulder to see what he was doing on his phone, and I saw that he was texting like multiple other girls. Like I don't like clearly he's not hanging out with them because like I was with him every single day, like most of the day. Like I wasn't really like doing anything. Like I clearly wasn't going to class. He was like manipulating me into not going to class. Like he'd like make me stay with him.
He would take up all your energy and everything.
Yeah. So like he knew I wasn't talking to other guys because like I don't really like. I'm not that type of person, but I always assumed that since he was telling people there's no other girls, like, I was just like, oh, like, I'll believe him, like, I don't know why I believed him, but, like, at the time I did. So, it just took up, like, a lot of my energy, like, yeah, it was just a lot.
Something that I have an issue with when it comes to guys is I will think I want someone, but then the moment that they show, like, too much affection or something, I kind of veer away, and I definitely think that is a personal issue as well. And going on 20 years old, I definitely think that's something I should have worked on by now, is like not really liking the chase, but for some reason I kind of do. Like, do you find yourself liking men more when you're chasing them?
No.
You don't?
I feel like, me personally, I feel like if I feel like I'm chasing you, I'm gonna like try and distance myself from it, because it's like I don't want to have to like force you to like me the way that I like you, so I usually try to like distance myself so I don't end up as hurt, if you know what I mean.
I've definitely gotten better with that, like recently, like distancing myself from guys who I know don't actually want me. But then when I find one that actually does seem kind of interested, I kind of veer away, and I feel like I have some personal issues that I definitely need to work on. And I know a lot of girls my age relate to that as well, but like not a lot. Like I feel like it's more normal to want a man who's interested, but I almost feel like it comes from like an insecurity, like I don't think I'm good enough. Do you ever feel like you're not good enough? Or something, like there's something lacking? You don't? No, see.
Because I usually tend to go for uglier guys, I'm not gonna lie.
Like guys who you feel like you look better than?
Yeah. And it's not even like I'm doing it on purpose. It's just like I find them attractive, and everyone that around me disagrees, and they think every guy is like, ugly.
You find them attractive in your own way, even though you know they're not like that attractive.
Yeah. Honestly. So it's like I don't know why I do it, honestly, but with the last situation, like I still to this day don't think he's ugly. Like I hold nothing against him. Like I understand, like it just didn't work out, I guess. But it's like the way that he started to act towards the end was really just like, you know,
I know.
Because it was just like at first he's literally like obsessed with me. He's texting me 24/7, stalking my location. Like always like texting me, asking me what I'm doing, like asking me to hang out. Like we're hanging out all the time. Like I literally was with him probably close to like, I wouldn't say 24/7 because like we weren't always together because like
you did go over his house like most days, right?
Every day.
She spent her 20th birthday with him.
I spent my birthday with him. I even canceled plans with my friends to hang out with him because I thought he wanted to hang out with me, and he ended up going out.
He ended up ditching her.
He ditched me on my birthday. Yeah.
And they had just met too. Like that's a great first impression.
Yeah, and I still went back.
Terrible first impression, and she still went back.
And I still went back multiple times.
She was chasing him.
Yeah, that wasn't
bit for a second there.
Not even. Like he was like, because
slightly.
like every time he would always like apologize, and I was just like easily manipulated by it. I don't know why, so I would just like believe it and be like, okay, whatever.
Like he would do something and then apologize, and you'd accept the apology, and then it would happen.
Yeah, because like I'm always the one that's like, oh, maybe it was just a mistake. Like I always give people like multiple chances. Like I always try my best to, because like I don't know why, it was just the way I was raised, I guess. But now to like this day, I regret, like I should have left after like the first red flag I saw, and I don't know why I didn't. But you live and you learn.
Have you seen like a pattern in the men that you talk to?
Yeah, they're all crappy.
And you feel like,
but like I don't read, because like it's like they're not crappy at first. It's just like after a certain amount of time, a certain amount of time, they just start to do crappy stuff, and I'm like so invested in it that I don't, like after a while I don't even realize that it's like how bad the situation like genuinely is.
So you feel like in the beginning it more feels like a honeymoon phase every time?
Yeah, practically.
Even though it like just starts like they give you so much attention and seem like they care so much at first, which is weird because that's supposed to be in like when you first actually start dating, but they seem to tend to do it in the beginning, like nowadays, like before they're dating.
Love bombing.
Yes, love bombing in the beginning, and then it makes the girl feel like crap.
Yeah. Because it's just like, it was all fine, and then like one day it just switched up all of a sudden. I was like, oh my god, I did something wrong. Like I was literally like backtracking and like replaying every moment that I was with him, like in my head. I was like, no, did I do this wrong, this wrong, this wrong? Like I was like double guessing myself and thinking I did all of this stuff wrong, and I was like, wait, that's not even something. And then at one point I even asked like my roommate about it. I was like really confused. I was like, do you think this is like do you think I did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong? Like I was asking her opinion, and she was like, dude, you did absolutely nothing wrong. Like she was like, I would tell you, like I would like call you out, but like there's nothing wrong that you did. And I was just like so like into the situation that I like just didn't realize like how many bad things he had done versus like how many like good things I've done for him. It was just like the amount of like good things I've done for him, like he really has never like reciprocated, if you know what I mean by that.
And I feel like recently I've seen that happen with like a lot of men. I rarely ever see girls do the things that they do. You know what I mean? Like I feel like recently love seems to be different than it used to be in the past.
No, I totally agree. Because it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like such like a weird situation that it's just like, oh, you know?
So what's like one thing that helps you when you're going through something like this, like with another person or a relationship in general?
Honestly, I would just say like going out to like get my mind off of it. Like I understand that doesn't even always work for me. Like I usually like hang out with my friends. Like I just try not to be alone as much as possible so I can just like get my mind off of it, because the second I feel like I'm alone, that's all I can think about.
I get that. But then is there other times where you'd rather be alone to sit there in your own thoughts thinking about it?
No, because then I go crazy. I feel like it just like drives me insane, because like it's just like I harp on the situation so much that it's like it like consumes my mind, and then I end up like mentally ill for like days on end.
Sometimes when I'm going through something like bad like that, like whether it's relationship wise, like friendship wise or whatever, I will want to go out with my friends, but then once I start to like lose my energy because it's taking over my mind and it'll like ruin my mood. Do you ever feel like that?
No, I always get like that, but I just like try to like force myself to like stay and like try and have fun, because like after a while I feel like it did get better. Because like when the situation was like, when it was like first ending, I like realized before it had even ended, I was like, no, this is definitely like the last time I'm gonna see him. Like I was like so upset about it. Like it really hurt, because I was like, he's acting like nothing's wrong, but like I have a feeling deep in my gut that like this is the last time I'm ever gonna see you. And if he's like so unfazed by it, and I was like, why am I fazed by it if he's like, he doesn't care, it seems like. So it's just like weird.
So I have a few tips that I've done for things like this before that have definitely helped me, and I was wondering if you have too. Like So I used to keep a journal like 2 years ago when I would like go through a lot with like being like insecure and like caring so much about like certain people. I would write things down. I would purposely like not go on my phone for a few hours. I used to like go shopping more. And have you ever caught yourself coping in like different ways than you normally would that help?
Well, I have a spending problem, so like I pretty much spend no matter what. I could literally every time I leave the house, I'm spending $100. So it's like that doesn't really help. It honestly makes me feel good for 2 minutes, and then the second I'm like, damn. The second I look at the receipt.
Do you find it easier to talk about this stuff, or do you like bottling it up instead? Or is there like one specific person that you like talking about it with, and like others not?
I don't have like a certain like group of people that I like to talk about situations with. Like I'll talk about like whoever like I feel closest with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's like I feel like the more I talk about the situation, like the better I'll end up feeling about it. If you know what I mean?
And it helps you feel seen, right?
Well, I wouldn't say it helps me feel seen. It's just like I feel like it's better to like get stuff off my chest. Like I feel like the more that I talk about it, I like kind of like end up getting sick of talking about it after a while, and then when I get sick of talking about something, I won't want to like think about it either.
Yeah, so like you have like thought about something so much that you like kind of get annoyed by yourself, or like hearing yourself talk about it. So
yeah, I'm like over it.
Yeah, like I've heard a quote before. It's like go back however many times you need to until you hate them, like that type of thing.
Yeah, that's practically what I do with everybody.
Like just force yourself to.
Because it's also like after the situation had ended, I also did. I'm not gonna lie, I did make a pros and cons list of like all the things that he's done. Like the mind here, literally like the pros and cons. I'm gonna count how many pros there are and versus how many cons. There are. 1 second, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pros and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 cons.
10 pros and 30 cons. There you have it.
So then after I like sat down and I like really like looked at the situation, I realized I was like, dude, why did I put myself through that? Mm-hmm. And even after I'd made the pros and cons list, like I'm not gonna lie, I did hang out with him like a few times, and then I talked to one of my friends who like is like she didn't know about the situation at all, and her boyfriend happens to like know the person that I was talking to, and I ended up finding out like a lot of stuff, like he was like apparently he was using drugs, and I like that's not something I really like. Clearly nobody
kept that from you, didn't he?
He kept that from like it's not clearly that's not something like I would want to tell people. It was just the fact that like I literally had no clue, and then he had like some like weird allegations against him that I didn't really like at the time. It's just like the whole situation was just like very like I was just like wow, like I literally feel that way over somebody that like is like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just like he was very like immature for his age. Like he acted like he was like 16 years old.
How old was he?
Mind you, he was 24.
He was 24 years old.
24 years old, and I would have to remind him to do his homework. I would have to I'd have to wake him up in the morning to like go to class, and he still wouldn't go. He would lie and I went to class. He wouldn't go to class. And practically at one point it felt like I was like his mother. Like I would take care of him. I would literally like legit at one point it was so bad that I was like feeding him food and like holding drinks up to his lips so he could just sip through a straw. Like it was literally like I was his mother and he was my child.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, a girl doesn't really want someone like that because guys are supposed to be more like strong than that and stuff. So I understand why it was easy to like let go of him and like really stop talking to him.
It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was like easy to let go, but it was just like
after you started thinking about it.
It did make it a little easier because it's just like wow, like I really know I don't deserve somebody like that. So it's just like, because it's like all I sat back and I like thought I was like all the good things I've done for him, and I was just like wow, like what has he done for me? Like what did he bring into my life, kind of thing. Like it wasn't like oh like I would pay for his meals. I would waste gas driving to his house.
You would pay for his
stuff? I would pay for his meals.
Oh my.
I would waste I probably wasted thousands of miles of gas driving back and forth from his house every day, multiple times a day. Yeah.
He never paid for your gas.
He never gave me a single dollar for gas. He would he probably bought me like 2 meals, but like that's not something that like I don't really care if you're buying me meals or not. Like that's not something I deem important in like an alleged relationship.
Fine if he isn't doing it for you, but you also shouldn't be doing it for him if he isn't doing it
Like,
for you.
out of all the times I've hung out with him, he's probably, like, given me a ride to and from his house. I'm gonna say 3 or 4 times, not even.
And most of the time, like 99% of the time, it was you driving to and from his house.
It was me driving to and from his house.
Even though
And
it was...
I knew all of his friends. I met all of his friends. He's never, like, asked about mine, like, cared about any of my friends. Like, he would never, like, it was just, like, such a weird situation.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, so... Is there anything that you have learned from these situations and that you'll do differently the next time?
Try to find myself before I find somebody for me, if you know what I mean by that.
So you're kind of like taking a break from men at the moment?
100%.
Okay. So, alright guys, that's all for this episode of Mind Over Chatter. If you have anything that you guys would like to hear us talk about in the next episode, you can comment down below. And whether you're thriving, surviving, or spiraling, as in laying in bed all day not doing anything because you're so upset over school, a boy, whatever it may be, we still see you and we're still proud of you, and we hope that you're able to feel less alone from listening to this podcast. I hope you all have an amazing day, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 6.
Bye.